Chapter 1, verse 6.
Guide us to the straight path.
This verse uses the plural form instead of the singular form. One of the possible reasons for this is that it should remind Muslims to not only worry about themselves but to also show concern, through their speech and actions, for others, such as those under their care, e.g. children. Just like one loves to be rightly guided in this world, they should desire this for others also. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, once advised in a hadith found in Sahih Baqarah, number 13, that a person cannot become a true believer until they love for others what they love for themselves. This does not mean a Muslim will lose their faith if they fail to adopt this characteristic. It means that a Muslim's faith will not be complete until they act on this advice. This hadith also indicates that a Muslim will not perfect their faith until they also dislike for others what they dislike for themselves. This is supported by another hadith found in Sahih Muslim, number 6586. It advises that the Muslim nation is like one body. If one part of the body is in pain, the rest of the body shares the pain. This mutual feeling includes loving and hating for others what one loves and hates for themselves. A Muslim can only achieve this status when their heart is free from evil traits, such as envy. These evil traits will always cause one to desire better for themselves. So in reality, this hadith is an indication that one should purify their heart by adopting good characteristics, such as being forgiving, and eliminate evil traits, such as envy. This is only possible through learning and acting on the teachings of the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. It is important for Muslims to understand that desiring good for others will cause them to lose out on good things. The treasury of Allah, the Exalted, has no limits, so there is no need to adopt a selfish and greedy mentality. Desiring good for others includes striving to aid others in any way one can, such as financial or emotional support, in the same way a person would desire others to aid them in their moment of need. Therefore, this love must be shown through actions, not just words. Even when a Muslim forbids evil and offers advice which contradicts the desire of others, they should do so gently, just like they would want others to advise them kindly. As mentioned earlier, the main hadith under discussion indicates the importance of eliminating all bad characteristics which contradict mutual love and care, such as envy. Envy is when a person desires to possess a specific blessing which is only obtainable when it is taken away from someone else. This attitude is a direct challenge to the distribution of blessings chosen by Allah, the Exalted. This is why it is a major sin and leads to the destruction of the envier's good deeds. This has been warned in a hadith found in Sunan Abu Dawud, number 4903. If a Muslim must desire the lawful things others possess, they should wish and supplicate to Allah, the Exalted, to grant them the same or similar thing without the other person losing the blessing. This type of jealousy is lawful and is praiseworthy in aspects of religion. This has been advised in a hadith found in Sahih Muslim, number 1896. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, advised that Muslims should only be jealous of a wealthy person who uses their wealth correctly, and be jealous of a knowledgeable person who uses their knowledge to benefit themselves and others. A Muslim should not only love for others to obtain lawful worldly blessings but also for them to gain religious blessings in both worlds. In fact, when one wishes this for others, it encourages them to strive harder in the obedience of Allah, the Exalted, by fulfilling His commands, refraining from His prohibitions, and by facing destiny with patience. This type of healthy competition is welcomed in Islam. Chapter 83 Al-Mutaffifin, verse 26.
So for this let the competitors compete.
This encouragement will also inspire a Muslim to assess themselves in order to find and eliminate any faults in their character. When these two elements combine, meaning striving in sincere obedience to Allah, the Exalted, and purifying one's character, it leads to success in both worlds. A Muslim must therefore not only claim to love for others what they desire for themselves verbally but show it through their actions. It is hoped that the one who is concerned for others in this way will receive the concern of Allah, the Exalted, in both worlds. This has been indicated in a hadith found in Jami at-Tirmidhi, number 1930. Chapter 1, verse 6.
Guide us to the straight path.
This verse uses the plural form instead of the singular form. One of the possible reasons for this is that it should remind Muslims to not only worry about themselves but to also show concern, through their speech and actions, for others, such as those under their care, e.g. children. Chapter 66 at-Tahrim, verse 6.
O you who have believed, protect yourselves and your families from a fire.
Therefore, Muslims must actively help those under their care in achieving this right guidance according to the teachings of Islam. For example, in a hadith found in Jami at-Tirmidhi, number 1952, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, advised that the most virtuous gift a parent can give their child is to teach them good character. This hadith reminds Muslims to be more concerned about the faith of their relatives, such as their children, over acquiring and imparting wealth and properties to them. It is important to understand, worldly legacies come and go. How many rich and powerful people have built massive empires only for them to be torn apart and forgotten shortly after their death? The few signs left behind from some of these legacies only endure in order to warn people not to follow in their footsteps. An example is the great empire of Pharaoh. Unfortunately, many Muslims are so concerned about teaching their children how to build an empire and acquire much wealth and properties that they neglect teaching them the sincere obedience of Allah, the Exalted, which involves fulfilling His commands, refraining from His prohibitions and facing destiny with patience. This includes good manners towards Allah, the Exalted, and the creation. A Muslim should not be fooled into believing they have plenty of time for teaching their children good manners, as their moment of death is unknown and often pounces on people unexpectedly. In addition, it is extremely difficult to teach good manners to children when they get older and become set in their ways. Today is the day a Muslim should truly reflect on the gift they wish to impart to their children and relatives. This is how a Muslim sends forward good to the hereafter but also leaves good behind, as a righteous child which supplicates for their deceased parent benefits them. This has been confirmed in a hadith found in Jami at-Tirmidhi, number 1376. It is hoped that the one who is surrounded by good in this way will be forgiven by Allah, the Exalted. Chapter 1, verse 6.
Guide us to the straight path.
This verse uses the plural form instead of the singular form. One of the possible reasons for this is that it should remind Muslims that people very rarely live in this world alone, meaning socializing with others is almost unavoidable. Therefore, one should be concerned about the company they keep, as a misguided person can easily misguide their companion. If a Muslim desires to be rightly guided, they should accompany those who also desire and actively strive for right guidance. In a hadith found in Sahih Baqarah, number 5534, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, described the difference between a good and bad companion. The good companion is like a person who sells perfume. Their companion will either obtain some perfume or at least be affected by the pleasant smell. Whereas, a bad companion is like a blacksmith. If their companion does not burn their clothes, they will certainly be affected by the smoke. Muslims must understand that the people they accompany will have an effect on them, whether this effect is positive or negative, obvious or subtle. It is not possible to accompany someone and not be affected by it. A hadith found in Sunan Abu Dawud, number 4833, confirms that a person is on their companion's religion. Meaning, a person adopts the characteristics of their companion. It is therefore important for Muslims to always accompany the righteous, as they will undoubtedly affect them in a positive way, meaning, they will inspire them to obey Allah, the Exalted, by fulfilling His commands, refraining from His prohibitions, and by facing destiny with patience. Whereas, bad companions will either inspire one to disobey Allah, the Exalted, or they will encourage a Muslim to concentrate on the material world over preparing for the hereafter. This attitude will become a great regret for them on Judgment Day, even if the things they strive for are lawful but beyond their needs. Finally, as a person will end up with those they love in the hereafter, according to the hadith found in Sahih Baqarah, number 3688, a Muslim must practically show their love for the righteous by accompanying them in this world. But if they accompany bad or heedless people, then it proves and indicates their love for them and their ultimate destination in the hereafter. Chapter 43 Az Zukhruf, verse 67.
Close friends, that day, will be enemies to each other, except for the righteous.
Over 400 free ebooks, audiobooks, infographics, podcasts and blogs available on our website, www.shaykhpod.com.